Facebook shares down more than 4%. My fundamental question, this is the question we've been discussing all morning. Is this time different? Is something going to change for Facebook?
I would like to say yes, but I suspect no. I mean, you just listen to that guy on right before me. I mean, they're like, sorry about teen girls, but, kind of thing. And I think Wall Street tends to focus on their business, and they don't really care, just like they did with cigarette manufacturers or opiate manufacturers. Until there's some action by Congress that is significant, no, I think they'll be just fine.
But do you think that this could be the thing that sparks significant action from Congress?
I've been at this for 15 years or whatever, how many years? And every time I'm like, this is it. But it's not. I mean, I think the issues are, this is a significant thing because there's a whistleblower, as John said, who's talking about it and who has the receipts. Now, this is something everyone's been talking about for a long time. And now there's proof. But somehow Facebook, as you can see from the way they're dealing with it from a PR point of view, it's all about attacking the research, or eventually they'll attack the whistleblower. And so I don't see them changing at all until they have a change in leadership. So I'm not sure. Congress is the one, at this point, it's Congress and regulators need to act. And I think it's taken them too long, because Facebook is essentially, like someone on Twitter today, is going to say things like, well, we didn't start the Civil War, not that we think they did, but their culpability in a lot of this is critical to be regulated. And until they are, their stock will do just fine.
Kara, part of the significance of this to me is that we don't often see people blowing the whistle on Silicon Valley companies about how they fundamentally run their business. The whole culture of these companies, keeping people on the campus when we're not in a pandemic, kind of creating sometimes these cults of personality around founders, around CEOs, bucks against it. The closest thing I can think of is Susan Fowler 5 years ago blowing the whistle on Uber's culture. But Uber was a smaller company, and the implications of what Uber did and even its impact on the Valley was smaller. So in that sense, could this have an impact on the way companies think about how employees and the public are going to react to them?
Well, it's interesting because people like Mark in Silicon Valley. Not everybody loved Travis. I'm saying it was very easy to turn on him. It's much harder to turn on Mark. He's very powerful. And so are the executives at Facebook. And one of the things, she's being represented by a very well-known whistleblower firm. I suspect they're having trouble raising money to work on these cases with her. I think nobody wants to, if you notice, there wasn't a lot of, she's a product manager in Silicon Valley, but and she worked at a lot of companies. You're not seeing a lot of public support. Katie Stanton supported her. A bunch of different people did, but you're not going to see a groundswell of, the way it was go Susan, go in this case. And so that's my concern, that others will hopefully, they're holding their nose and hoping it'll go away. I suspect that's how Silicon Valley will react. And then eventually they'll try to self-justify it. So what's the big deal? They didn't it's not their total fault. That kind of, you can hear the little excuses they're using. And I think they're pretty appalling, but that's what they're going to do.